Hey guys, I'm Robyn with Nomads with a Purpose, and we've been living in our RV for 3 years, and people ask us all the time how 7 of us fit in this 28-foot RV. And so I thought today I'd take an opportunity to show you how we all fit and what it's like in our day-to-day life. Now, if you don't know our story, we live in our RV only half the year, well, 3/4 of the year, but half the year we're usually in our RV doing a road trip. So this is not normal for us. I'm going to show you, we usually come to Mission Bay RV Park, and this is our home base for 2 months, 3 months maybe out of the year, but this is very abnormal for us to be actually staying put. We're usually always on a road trip where we are moving constantly day to day. So surprisingly, as messy as this looks, this is luxury living for us. So let's start over here. This is Tatiana. The big thing with our 7-year-old is she's our youngest. She's the most social of all of us. And so she really needs, when we are in a campground, to make friends. And it just so happened that we scored directly across from us. We have neighbors that have 4 kids. And then it seems like having this set up makes a magnet for little girls to stop and play. So Tatiana stays very happy with all of her toys. It looks like a lot, and we're such minimalists, but this was kind of what Santa brought her for Christmas this year. It's a little sad, but we're only going to keep it for this month, where it's middle of January almost, and we're taking off for a long trip February 1st, and we will not be keeping any of this. Maybe the tiny little kitchen and a couple boxes. As far as storing things go, we have a 15-passenger van that we keep here with family, and so anything that I tell you that we don't normally travel with, I just load that van, pack it full as much as I can, and we toss the rest. We don't have a storage unit. What you see is all of our stuff. Managing our sports equipment is the biggest thing. You know, this is things like we always travel with the foam roller, prized possession here. We've got our big surfboard bag. While we're here in San Diego, shoving surfboards in different spots is always a challenge. Luckily, family members don't mind us leaving them in their backyard, but we've got probably over 10 boards that we have to rotate through. So, got a couple boxes here. This one just has extra jackets. Jackets are the worst to store. We have so many jackets between the 7 of us, and so many unnecessary ones. I'll show you inside, but we've got, when we travel, we usually only have our packable Patagonia and our packable rain jackets. So all of these sweatshirts are kind of a big thing to get to use when we're in San Diego, plus you don't really need a jacket here. So this is extra. I won't travel. Almost all of this stuff is going to get shoved into the van. All these shoes, can you imagine? Like 1 pair of tennis shoes, a pair of flip-flops, and maybe 1 other pair of nicer shoes. We don't all have nice shoes, but that's like 21 pairs of shoes. Managing shoes alone, especially on a road trip, is a nightmare. Shoes are everywhere all the time. This is our little extra kitchen area. I almost always have the crock pot going, making something. I keep extra appliances like our food processor, sometimes our standing mixers in here. We have our juicer, NutriBullet. I'll put extra groceries out here. Luckily, when we're staying put, I can just go shopping every couple days, so I don't have to manage much. All the kids' school books don't get touched often enough right now, but all of the few school books, and I'll do another lesson on what things that are the bare essentials that we've kept over the last 3 years that for their homeschooling, but I keep that here. Big thing is when we are in San Diego, we actually have Wi-Fi, so I use the computers a little bit more, but when we're on the road, I'll go back to school books because we don't have Wi-Fi. And this one ended up being just a junk box, a couple board games and Christmas lights that we had up. Again, surfboards, toolbox we always take with us. Wetsuits are usually with us in San Diego, but when we hit the road, when we get back from Bali and we hit the road, we won't travel with all of our surfboards or wetsuits because we go to the mountains and go hiking and rock climbing. In here we've got a couple, all of that is our backpacking stuff because we're about to leave for Hawaii, and we're going Hawaii and New Zealand, and we're tent camping through Hawaii and New Zealand, and then we're going to Bali and we get a house. We got life vests because if you're doing our road trips this summer, we want to make sure you're safe. So box of life vests there. We just got this cool karaoke machine, which will definitely not be traveling with us when we're on the road, but it's fun right now while we have electricity. Let's see what the other side has. Like vacuum doesn't travel with us when we go because we don't have electricity. This is where we always dry our towels in our wetsuits each day. Surf is too small though, so we didn't paddle out. Over on this side, Excited we got these for Christmas. We have traveled so many times halfway across the world and never had a neck pillow, so now we got neck pillows for this next trip. Little things like our hammock will come with us. The helmets all stay in here. Board games that we rarely touch. That's one of the things that I've saved the most, and it takes up so much space, and sometimes it's just not worth saving them. It's better to find ways to play with your kids that don't require books and games. All right, let's go take a look inside. Okay, welcome to our tiny abode. Hooks. Hooks are really the key for us. We have not nearly enough, but hooks save us a lot because this is a small RV, so this usually is piled up with jackets. Come on in. Most people would laugh, but this is what we watch most of our movies on. I don't know, is that even 15 inches? Maybe. Let's check out the kitchen first. I love to cook, and that's probably the only thing I miss about living in an RV, but the adventures we go on make it totally worthwhile, and I find ways to improvise, but it is a juggling act for sure. So we've got 3 burners. This oven so needs to be replaced, but it has served us so well because most of the time when we're on the road, we have no electricity. So I use we go through propane pretty fast because I'm constantly baking and cooking food for the next day. Our microwave broke and we don't microwave food anyway, so that's where we store our dishes now. We have a pantry that I've learned how to, we're a little low right now, but I can maximize this pantry space and our tiny fridge here, and I'll put some boxes. You can see what the fridge looks like. It's not much space. I can get between that, the freezer, and the refrigerator, and then put a few bags and boxes around the sides of our bed. 3 weeks worth of groceries. We try to hit Trader Joe's, and I'll stock up on 3 weeks of groceries. It'll be 3 carts full of food in this little space, and we hit the road and we're gone, because last year on our 11-week trip we could only find 3 or 4 Trader Joe's along the way, and we had to even detour to those, so it was pretty fun. We also keep a few pots and pans here where Daniel is sitting. Hi, Daniel. He's sitting, you don't have to get up. It is also really good storage, so that the appliances that I had outside I'll shove under here. This is Isabel's bed. Say hi, Isabel.
Hi.
This is Isabel's bed. It folds down. We keep all the bedding up here on the boys' bed. The boys share this one, and when they're in San Diego, they get to have a TV with video games for the 2 months that they get electricity this year. They're so spoiled. And this is Isabel sitting on Gabby's bed. This opens up. You can tell it's taken quite a beating. We're about ready to revamp this, but we have our summer road trips that we're going to be guiding people on. So we're going to try to keep it like this, because when you go down dirt, bumpy roads, everything shakes. So we figure we're just going to make the most of it. We do use this front space as extra closet. There's the school books that they're using more frequently are up here. Let's see, what do we got? Pretty much this. This is our school books. Come down to Becca math books these days. And a lot of reading and blog writing. And then that's Gabby's closet. We have a little extra pantry space up here. It is not organized at all, but it works. And this is where we store some electronics and miscellaneous items. Our storage in here is horrible, so much easier just to get rid of things and need less. This is some of the kids' books and markers. Actually, this one we like a lot. This is our hats. We use this a lot. And some of our camera stuff. All right, check out. Oh, here we go. So for closets, this is the amount of closet space the 4 of the kids get. So all of Gabby's clothes pretty much fit here. Like I said, some of her fancier clothes, we put them in, I let her use up there. But once we hit the road, those just go in the van. Isabel has a box. Jariah has a box. Jariah's box is probably full of all dirty clothes that he just shoves back in here. Tatiana's box definitely is full of dirty clothes that she just shoves back in there. And Danny has a box way up there. Actually, Danny's the biggest minimalist of us all, and I think he owns like 3 pairs of clothes only. Okay. Okay, this is my mad scientist lab, in that this is my creative space. If I need inspiration for a blog to write or whatever project I want to work on, I lay back here on these great pillows. Seriously, I love this space. I have all my notebooks with all my different ideas, whatever books I'm reading for inspiration. This is my happy spot. It's a mess though usually. So if you check it out back here, there's, so, like I said, hooks save us. We have so many jackets. I don't know how we have this many jackets, but we must have like 50 jackets hanging back here. You can come check it out, Gabby. In here, a few dress shirts. You know, it's just Christmas, so we had to dress up. I doubt these are gonna last in here until next year. We've got all of our Patagonias are packed in here. I have a two boxes of some like old files, things that we have to hang on to. And over here, we have more books and puzzles. Again, this stuff is rarely ever touched. I don't know why we haven't thrown it away, except that it's not like I can fit a surfboard in here, so I just leave it. And if I ever surf a surfboard that small, we can change it. Here's our junk drawer with more games. Victor's closet. Victor and I have closets up here. This is my room. You might not want to come in here. This is our tiny bathroom. I'm amazed how many people tell me like that they couldn't get by in their house without 2 bathrooms or 3 bathrooms or 4 or more. We've been sharing this one bathroom for 3 years, and it works. It totally works. The line to get in it at night sometimes can get a little bit long, but we've learned to let it go. This is where we store all of our laundry. We're at a campground that has showers, so we don't use this shower right now. But, you know, it's not perfect. But when you wake up and you get to go hike and bike and climb and surf and be with the people you love, the little bit of space doesn't matter. 7-person RV. Okay, so that's how 7 people fit in a 28-foot RV. Like I said, February 1st, we are jumping on a plane. We're going to go to Hawaii and tent camp there for 2 weeks. We're going to New Zealand to tent camp there for 5 weeks. And then we're going over to Bali to catch some waves for a month. So I hope you follow our adventures. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media, and check out my newest website, playfulhealthymama.com.